where you've come from? Do you know where your soul originates from? And would you be shocked if I tell you that XRP has a connection from the very beginning? We'll get into it anyway, but welcome everybody to Crypto Angles podcast number 33. So this is the master number 33. It's like, you know how you have the 33 degree Masons. We're leveling up with this one. 33 brings us 6. We've got a lot of 6 energy in this video. Meaning the material reality is drastically changing. Things are materializing from this point on. And also, if you mirror 33, you get 8. So it's a new energetic frequency, a new toroidal field. And we're kind of flipping the script with that 8 energy there. But welcome everybody. My name is Kelita Sahliah. I am a mother, a real angel, and obviously I dabble in crypto. So for those who are new, we combine Gematria, astrology together to kind of see how the crypto markets could be impacted. This isn't mainstream astrology, this is astrology of the sky, so we use the actual visible sky over here, and we see how it could be impacting the market. For those who are new, we touch on Gematria first, then we go into the astrological story of what's happening this cycle, and then we move on to the technical analysis of Bitcoin, XRP, and the DXY, and we are looking at an extra coin this video. Okay, confirmation, a little burp. Anyway, for those who are new, I do have this calendar available on Etsy. This is the physical copy. I noticed there was a little mistake, so that's why it's this price now. So feel free to grab any of these if you'd like. Of course, this year is almost coming to an end, but because this calendar goes up until March, it's a whole 40% off. So help yourself to this calendar that we're using now. And then we have the new calendar available. The digital copy is available and the physical copy will be available in December. So this is it. We've gone even more deeper. We're linking parts of the body. We're linking to the body. You can learn all the symbolism, and yeah, so do grab that if you would like to. I'd appreciate any and all support. But anyway, let's get into the video. I do also offer personal readings based off of the visible sky, so do check that out. Check it out. Oh, I will also my price for the readings is going up, okay? So do get it before this year ends. It's £20 for a standard reading and £25 for an extended reading. In January, this will be £30 for the extended and then £25 for the standard. So do get at me if you would like that. But anyway, so Crypto Angles podcast number 33. Apparently, I came across a video. I have to give you a backstory. I came across a video and I've heard of this concept before, but I didn't look into it. And the fact that it's come up now, I was like, okay, let me just look into it. We supposedly originate from Xylanthia. So it's basically like our soul's the spark, basically. Apparently, I need to look more into it, but it's just giving me Soul vibes. You know, Soul, the movie. It's probably even Xylanthia is probably before we get to this place, potentially. I don't know. I definitely have to look. Oh gosh, wrong page. I definitely have to look into it further, and I am going to do a more in-depth video on it, but it's not linked to crypto. However, there was one small aspect that was linked to crypto, so that's why it's ended up on my Crypto Angles podcast. So that other video, there's so much I found linked to Xylanthia, and I'd like to share it, but there's only a small fragment for crypto. So do stick around for that video. It will be out in November. It will be recorded next Saturday and it will be out around about then. So stick around if you'd like to see more of what I've found with Xylanthia. But let's take a look into this anyway. This is my threads, people. So yeah, follow me on there if you'd like to. Xylanthia. Giving us, I didn't even show you, giving us 879 in Hebrew and 114 in simple Gematria. So it's giving us 6. As I said, this is Crypto Angles podcast number 33, and this as well, 879 breaks down to 6. So there's a lot of things are materializing in the material reality, basically. Even when we get onto ordinal, simple Gematria, which is also ordinal, is 114, and that equates to 6. So we're literally getting 6, 6, 6. That's hilarious. Anyway, pure sixes. You've got, I run a simulation. Also, I was told I went a little bit too fast in my last video. Sometimes I get a little bit excited. Some of this Aries coding in me. So I'll go a little bit slower. I'll talk a bit slower. Okay. Yeah, so I run a simulation. I found this interesting that Xylanthia, where we supposedly our soul spark had started from, is in alignment with I run a simulation. Again, if you are new, Gematria is showing us the relationship things have with each other. In essence, this is like the coding of our reality, and it's how you can weigh and measure consciousness. Okay, it's through numbers, and the numbers kind of like, it can create a whole chain reaction. If one thing knocks off, then it's like other things that have a relationship could come up on the world stage, basically. So anyway, I just happened to see Xylanthia on a TikTok video, and I just felt called to look into it, and it links to I run a simulation. You know, we do see that the world, this is a hologram, the world is a stage, etc., etc. You've got, hey, the golden ticket. Funny, we had a lot of gold coming up in our previous decode, so that was interesting. You've got the mark of the beast scenario. Now I find this funny because it's just like where we've kind of originated from. Is it a case of like, oh yeah, what's the story gonna be? What's the story, his story? What story are we gonna play out and let the simulation just run? And you know, was it just fully decided like, yeah, let's just do a mark of the beast scenario situation, you know, and just let it run? Let the simulation run. So when all these things come up about, oh, the mark of the beast, this and that, just don't, there's nothing to be scared of. The simulation is just simulating. Okay. Also, you got Trump and Putin. So again, I just find this interesting. They are active, obviously, on the world stage, and they're doing it for a reason, because that's the story, that's the simulation. It's not that deep, basically. You've got eternal life or reincarnation, which is linked to Xylanthia. You've got indigo consciousness. Excuse me. So, confirmation burp. So again, I find this interesting because, like, yeah, you know, have you heard of like the indigo children, indigo consciousness? It's that awakening basically to that, and it's linked to source, where we've originated from. Fascinating. Vaccine. Oh, I didn't want to say that word, but you got death. So again, it's just like, yep, that's going to be part of the story, I guess. Just let the simulation simulate. You got trapped in Matrix. So I find that interesting that it links also to where we've originated from, and then we densify it into here, potentially. This is all potential. Like, I do not take all of this, take everything with not even a pinch of salt, take everything with a bag of salt. Okay, I don't even really see like we're trapped here. I see we chose to be here, we're meant to just play. Kind of using the words of trapped kind of makes it more of a negative connotation. You know what I'm saying? Where I'm just like, just play with me, man, play with me. Okay. So part 2, how are we trapped in here? Via chemicals. I found this funny because you know how you've got like the periodic table of elements, and it's just like chemical compositions, and you know, that's kind of like the makeup of everything in our reality, and that's how we are in this simulation. Again, you've got Putin, Russia, so it's just like, is part of the simulation. He's going to do his part on the world stage. Just watch it, watch the show. Open the third eye is linked to that as well. Sun simulation. So again, the sun simulation, the hologram, another simulation that's linked to Xylanthia. So we are in the simulation from Xylanthia, maybe, potentially. Saturn, we had a lot of Saturn's time. We had a lot of Saturn coming up in a lot of our Gematria breakdowns. So here we're getting Saturn is the head banker. So who's running the simulation? Saturn. It's because Saturn is time. Saturn is the head banker of this sun simulation. Magnetism of Saturn's rings. So again, it's just like, whoa, is this how the simulation is simulating, basically linked to our origin? You've got magnetic force of attraction. So again, this is how the simulation, as I'm seeing my favorite NPC walk up the grove. Anyway, magnetic force of attraction. This obviously is how the simulation works, isn't it? We attract things into our experience via our sun technology. So if you take up a reading with me, I look at all of your astrological placements as technology, and the sun technology is like it's the ego, and it's the one that it's the lens that you operate through. Essentially, it's also your magnetism that you attract experiences to you in our sun simulation. Is this attractive force, magnetism. And within this sun simulation, you get instant satisfaction. Like, obviously life is hard, but you know, in terms of the fact of things are material, we're materialized. So that's where the instant satisfaction comes within this sun simulation. Refresh button. So it's like from the source where we've originated from, this simulation. I just find it interesting how you've got like sun simulation and stuff coming up along with a whole refresh button. You know how we've got like resets and that. So is it more than likely, or more than so, that we can just refresh the whole thing? Like, you know, antivirus software. Are we doing that now? It's just a picture of the sun simulation. I took that. That's in my garden. Beautiful. So moving on to ordinal now, which again, it breaks down into 6. So we're getting that 6 energy. So Xylanthia, spelt like this, and in Chaldean, which is important to pay attention to too, we're getting that 26. So I hope I'm not going too fast this time. Birthing code. So Xylanthia in ordinal also equals birthing code. So like I said, I found so much more, and I will be doing another video on it, but I just had to go through some of these to kind of show you the groundwork of Xylanthia before we get into the little cryptocurrency. But birthing code. So again, and the fact that it's code, like, we're in a hologram simulation run by numbers, and this is linked to the birthing code. Xylanthia, did it really happen there? Conception too. The birthing code, conception. Fascinating. Horoscope. Again, I found this interesting because we are linked to astrology, you know. I see us as light densified and then light fractalized and then densified into matter, and the fractalization of our light has like ended up in certain horoscopes or zodiacs, basically. And this is where we're using most of our energy, though we have access to all of it, and of course you are greater than it anyway. You just, if you trust yourself, you don't even need it. Like, I know I'm promoting myself like, yeah, I do readings, but ultimately, if you just trust yourself and follow your natural your internal navigation system, you don't need it. You just need to trust yourself. And ultimately, that's where I'm working to just raise my children, so they just trust themselves. And yeah, they just trust themselves. It runs on autopilot, you know. But obviously, because we've been pressured, we've been silenced, that's where obviously a reading can help, so you can trust yourself even more because you're seeing yourself deeper. But ultimately, trust yourself, just, yeah, it runs on autopilot. But yeah, again, the fact that you've got birthing code, conception, simulation, and you get in an astrology clue in here too. Got the beginning. I find it interesting. This is 44 making 8. The beginning, you're getting 69, so that's as below, so above. The beginning, Xylanthia, sun simulation, and Saturn is the head banker. Frequency. So yeah, the beginning frequency, sun simulation. It's frequency based. We're getting yin and yang, that balance of energy. This is how the sun simulation works. The two polarities at its core, I guess. You got the second sun. So I find that interesting. Again, how that's 33, second sun. Crypto Angles podcast number 33. Well, let's continue. Brainwaves. So again, this is kind of like how we're kind of syncing it together, how our body kind of functions in the simulation, because it's from the brain waves in our mind that kind of projects our reality, isn't it? And that's how we experience the physical. It's all in the brain. So that's how it comes out. So it's just, again, it's interesting how this is linked to the simulation, Xylanthia, and the beginning, magnetism, Saturn, basically. Lunar Classic. So we've had this pop up. This is a cryptocurrency. I'm more than sure. I'm sure than more. It's a cryptocurrency. It is Lunar Classic. So yeah, keep an eye on that. I'll be honest, I'm not invested in this crypto. But do keep an eye if you're in it. Lunar Classic. Yeah. Terra Luna. Wasn't that the one that just fell? Oh gosh, so I guess that is it was part of the story. You know how that story, how it literally just dropped? It was Lunar Classic, was Terra Luna. It just collapsed. And I know people just like, whoa, they were on it, and then it literally went to almost nothing. I don't even know if it's still alive, to be honest. But that was part of the story. It's part of the plan from the beginning, just collapsing this. Is that the last one there? Okay, so we're going to the last part of the Gematria segment, but we've got power up. So within this simulation, we power up. We're getting 42 doubled as well. Interesting. 6 again makes 6. We're getting new money. So obviously we are in the age right now of having new money, I guess. So it's part of the whole story. This crypto narrative is part of the story, these CBDCs. So let's just watch the story unfold, This is our show, I guess. Pure and clean. So again, this whole sun simulation, it is pure and clean. And I feel that you are naturally pure and clean. Obviously, some people are dirty. Yeah, some people are nasty, man. But other than that, by nature, especially when you come out as a baby, you're pure and clean, you're meant to be pure and clean. I feel this simulation is meant to just be fun, you know what I'm saying? And it's just been corrupted. But either way, this Sahliah, this simulation, it was it's linked to pure and clean and pure. Now this is the biggest part that I wanted to show you. XRP April. People, after April, after spring, I feel it will be too late. We are getting now where are we? Oh, my favorite NPC is making his way out again. We're getting basically December, January, February, March, December, January, February, March, 4 to 5 months notice here. After spring, I feel it will be too late. And even during spring, or, at the beginning of spring, end of winter, basically, the prices of crypto I'm seeing will be much higher than it is now. Yeah, I'm seeing it will be much higher than it is now. I feel it will still be perfect to buy from now till the end of winter, basically. Probably last bits in spring, and you could probably still buy it, but it's just making its way up. And I find it tremendously like a gem found. Like I didn't these things just come to me. I don't like think, yeah, I'm going to talk about this for the next video. I had no idea what I was going to do. And then all of a sudden, Xylanthia popped up and I was like, what's linked to Xylanthia? Lo and behold, XRP is linked to Xylanthia. Not just XRP, but XRP April. XRP April. So springtime, we had a lot. Please go back and watch my other videos, the Gematria part, or just follow me on my threads where this is and have a look yourself. We had a lot. Is spring is the timeline. We had Easter, we had spring, we had so much dates about spring. So basically, I feel this is the biggest blues clue here. There was a blues clue come up as well, but I clearly didn't add it in. We had for the Hebrew, so the 879, we had blue, beautiful I see. So that was another blues clues. So I'll add that in my other video, which I'll do talking more about Xylanthia. I will include XRP as well in that video, but there was so much I just can't include it now, so it is going to be a long ass video, that one. But it was coming off with a blues clues, and there was literally blues clues in one of our Gematria breakdowns, and we've been following all of the blues clues ever since Maui fires, because blue wasn't burnt. Okay, so this was coming up again as another blues clues, and XRP is here in the mix as well. So yeah, as I said, even under $3 for me, XRP is a bargain. It is a bargain, but right now it's about 60 cents or 70, it's round about there, and it's not going to stay at that price for long. So the price it is now is literally a bargain price, like no cap at all. So, oh, Amazon parcel, I can go through the letterbox, that's fine. So yeah, let me take a little sip of my tea, hold on. I have a tea and it gets cold. But yeah, people, April, XRP April. So if you are watching this video, I'd suggest you found a gem. If you got this far in the video, well done. Like, if your attention span was shit and you've missed this gem, then galeng, tech with yourself. Follow the rhythm and tech with yourself. Spin with it and tech with yourself. We've also got XpR April. Now, like this coin, I see it as the mirror of XRP. It doesn't have any, apparently it was Proton before, and I had heard of Proton, but I wasn't paying no attention to it, and it was called something else before as well. But anyway, I am keeping my eye on this because this is the other coin we're actually going to take a look at today. I had found a lot of connections with this coin. A member of the wolf pack that I'm in from Waters Above community highlighted it out to me, and I was like, now I know top boy traders are going to look at this and they wouldn't touch it with a barge pole, as they'd say. You can hear my Brummie accent so much then, because the chart looks shit. Like, it looks so shit. But analyzing it, it basically looks exactly the same as how XRP looked before, when XRP was under a penny, and then it just shot up like a bulldog, and so on and so on. So we're going to take a look at it because it's literally the exact same coding. This supposedly is also compatible with the ISO 2020. I'm saying it wrong, but if you know crypto, you know about the ISO 222 coins. It's compatible with that too. And I don't know, I just feel there's just a lot of attention on XRP and this having the same numerical value, because remember, this is how you weigh the consciousness level. All right, this is how you weigh the consciousness level, and I am actually going to dedicate one video to this as just a special for my podcast, because I found so much, even on its journey of changing, because it wasn't called Proton first, it was something else, I can't remember, but I've got notes, and there was a whole journey, and I've found a lot of stuff connected to it. So I'm not going to sleep on this. It's super cheap, so it's not like it's part of my portfolio, but it's not going to be a huge major part. However, I'm not going to sleep on it because I'm run by my feminine energy, and I get little flutters, like heart flutters, and it was telling me to look at XpR. So with that being said, and obviously April, take a look at the sun, get some sun codes. Yeah. Anyway, let's get on to the astrological story. If that was of any interest to you, do let me know. Do give a thumbs up if you found any of that interesting, especially if you appreciate the XRP April or XpR April. We'll get into the astrological story now of how the impact that market may be impacting this cycle. So we are on, where are we? It's the 12th today. It is the 12th. So we have this cycle, a no moon, new moon in Libra, and then we have Mercury going into Ophiuchus. So Ophiuchus is not recognized in mainstream astrology, but of course he's still in the sky. But anyway, what is this telling me? How the market may move this cycle. So when we have a new moon, a no moon, new moon, I like to say no moon because basically the moon just disappears and then it reappears again. But there's a price likes to find its resistance. So usually we enter into the moon energy 5 days before and 5 days after. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So essentially from Wednesday last cycle, price was in the energy of finding its resistance. And when we kind of take a look at the chart, you can kind of see price has been moving a little bit sideways, and then it's also 5 days after. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, up until the end of this cycle, basically this whole cycle, we can just anticipate price is finding its resistance level. And usually you can short, once price has found its resistance level, you can then short the new moon, because it's like, okay, it's found it, and then it's making its way then to find its bottom and its support after finding its resistance. Okay, so that's the general energy you can kind of anticipate. And the fact that it's in Libra, this Libra energy is bringing in balance. So again, with Mercury going into Ophiuchus, Mercury is it rules energetic exchange. So that's thoughts, communication, and all of that type of stuff. So me talking right now, I'm giving an energy exchange, I'm communicating. So this is my Mercury technology activating, basically. So, but it also covers, because this is Crypto Angles podcast, it covers money. So we're focusing more on money with the energy exchange, because money is an energetic exchange as well. And the Ophiuchus energy is, as you can see, this is like the line through it. It's kind of like a sine wave, bringing us back to that brain waves in the Gematria with Xylanthia. Yeah, Xylanthia. So Ophiuchus is the healer and transmutator of energy. Now, it is linked to magnesium within the periodic table, so do make sure you are keeping up with your magnesium. Generally, around about this time of year, it's super important because we are energetically transforming. Okay, this is why they like to bombard you with a whole heap of Christmas shit, junk food, because naturally around about this time of the year, when the sun eventually goes into, it's in Libra right now, it's going to tap into Scorpio here, and then it moves into Ophiuchus. And they like to just keep you dense and numb, filling you up with junk, mince pies, all of this shit, so you don't transform. But if you are on this frequency to be watching this video, you're transforming, okay? So make sure you're keeping up on your magnesium. Keep healthy where you can. Keep your mind and brain clear, because as crypto's moving, it's not the time to be numb. Like people, as this plane is going past, signaling we're catching flights, not feelings. Even though I'm trying to catch some feelings. But anyway, It's not the time to be numb, people. And this energetic exchange is going into Ophiuchus. So what this is telling me with the crypto market, it's time to transform. So it's healing and transforming now. So this Ophiuchus, along with the Libra energy, excuse me, confirmation burp, it's bringing balance. So what I'm seeing here is we may potentially, or more than likely so, get a higher low in the structure that we've been forming over the past few cycles. So we've created a higher high on most of them. So what I'm generally seeing now is balance is now going to come in, and we are going to get a clear higher low. So we do need to, as the market is ready to be rejected and to find its new resistance, so it can eventually get its new level of support, I am seeing the balance is coming in, because this balance and transforming nature, price needs to create that higher low, for example. So once it's created that higher low and it's confirmed, yep, this is my support, it can then go on to make higher highs and so on. So in general, of course, in the next video we'll get into all of the rest of them, so do stick around. But ultimately for November, I am seeing we may be kind of like ending November within our higher low structure. Okay, end of November, beginning of December, like we're finding our higher low structure to continue upward. Now Bitcoin, like at the end, that may just be moving wild. The altcoins may just chill a little till the end of, literally until 2024, the beginning. So do keep that in mind. But of course, we go through December. When December comes with all of this energy, all I can say is very transformative. Okay, so it's not the time to be numb. Like, obviously enjoy Christmas, have fun, spend time with loved ones, but just don't fall into the trap. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you're investing into your future. Bring meaningful gifts. You know, I always say to my children, we need to get rid of the old and give it to other people, other children, before new can come in. You know, so it's not just about, oh, I'm getting this, I'm getting that. And yeah, so keep that in mind. Anyway, my intention is that made sense. If this resonated at all, if you liked the astrological story and how it could impact, please give me a thumbs up. It would really help the video. And now, our final part, we'll get onto the technical analysis. So let's get onto the technical analysis of Bitcoin, XRP, the DXY, and XpR. So we'll do XpR before the DXY, we'll do them all, and then we'll go on to the DXY. So let's take a look at the monthly quickly, just to see where the candle is going. So it's kind of looking nice on the monthly. Yeah, there's probably no point paying too much attention to the monthly because it's not ended. We could potentially see prices gone up here, and then for the end of the month we could potentially see it's come back down to maybe even touch this green trend line, because it's quite important. Look, it's hit it once, hit it twice, 3 times a charm. So we could be seeing that, could literally come back down and touch it. So yeah, there's not much point paying attention to that, but it's kind of nice we are going above this. But let's take a look at the winners. If you know me by now, you know I don't like saying that word weak. I don't know whether it's because of this ADHD brain, I just see it as weak, like you're weak. Anyway, the winner chart. So okay, it's kind of nice that we've broke above this resistance level, but as you can see, we've hit into another resistance right there. So it's kind of seeing yeah, it's kind of, yeah, it's just hitting into a resistance. So as I says, coming into Monday, so tomorrow, the new moon, no moon is just going to appear. So it could be just like, oh yeah, little resistance here, little back test to 31 to 30. Like that's possibly my zone, because if you even look here, it's only wicks in this area. So this is why price could come back down to 30, but that's kind of like what I'm seeing for Bitcoin. Or if it's just fully bullish, it may just come back down to this 35 to 34. So it's going to be interesting to see what it does. Let's just see the line for a moment. Okay, it's a little clearer on the line. Yeah, I feel personally for a better structure, because we want to see it create those higher lows. So we've got a low here and it's created in the overall structure. This was the low, this was a higher low, and it's created another higher low. So ideally it would be amazing to create another higher low structure, and I feel it just looks healthier coming back down to here. That just looks healthier. So if you're seeing Bitcoin is round about this level, like 35 to 35.8, round about this level, 35 to 36 basically. If you see it round about that level, and if it continues up, then it just continues up. When Bitcoin's ready to go, it's going. But if you're seeing it's just hovering around about this level, and especially if it falls below 35k, definitely anticipate between 30 to 31 for a retest. And for me, that would be perfectly healthy. It would also offer another buying opportunity potentially. So we've either got just a small down to here and then going up, or, which I'd rather, to be honest, a staggering down. Oh, what am I doing? Delete that. That was wonky. Where is it? I was saying like the end. Yeah, so we're gonna do this kind of like a staggering down to here around about this time. Could even make that lower leg down. Could even wick off this line before fully just climbing on up and going out into February, March, April. It's up. Yeah, and to be honest, that's probably even closer. Can I? No, I can't move that like that. It could be even closer. Like it could be January is already reaching these heights in January. Okay, because Bitcoin, it moves quick. Like XRP and that may be more closer to April, but this could be tackling. It probably will shock us, like come down quite quick and then make its way up end of December, going up into Jan. It could easily, to be honest, by the end of December going into January, be close, if not past its all-time high. Like if it's hasn't passed its all-time high, or it's not close to it by December, I'd be a bit more just like, what's going on, Bitcoin? But it could easily, so do kind of keep that in mind for sure. Let's take a look anyway at the smaller time frames. So we're on to the daily. Oh, and I can only add 2 on, so I will at the end, oh, get rid of the brush. I will at the end pop the RSI on. I will put the RSI on because I need to see the RSIs, but it kind of messes up, so I'll just do that at the end for all of them, okay? So on the daily, just on the line chart anyway, it's showing me as well there's just a little reversal happening here with Bitcoin. So again, this, yeah, we just want to see how price responds to this level. It will either hold it and then that is its bottom. It's like this resistance bottom. It will continue. But if it breaks through, then this is definitely the next zone. if it touches this green line, it will only be a wick and it probably won't stay there long. You see how it kind of just touched it and then it come out quite quickly, touched it again for confirmation, and then went its way up. So that could be another similar scenario. It could touch it, come back into this zone, hover, touch it again, and continue up. So do keep that in mind with that green line. Or it could be just more fast, like, oh, we're going on up. Let's just take a look at the candles. Yeah, not seeing anything different. When it comes to the moving averages as well, what I like is that Saturn and everything is pointing up. These are looking like, this is Venus, Uranus, and Venus, Neptune, and Uranus is kind of looking like they're getting ready to turn to the upside as well. And we're getting the 200 moving average happily sloping to the upside. So this could be another thing on the daily. As it comes down, we could get that support of the 200 moving average. What I'd like to see on the daily is Saturn, Pluto, and Mercury crossing over Venus, Neptune, and Uranus. I'd really like to see that, because then we have flipped officially bullish. So this is why it's like, yeah, price could still come back down to here to create that higher high, which would be healthy. And in that time of doing that, it will give time for Pluto and Saturn and Mercury to make that angel cross over these three. And then we flipped, because when Saturn is below, it's downward momentum. When Saturn is above and Uranus is below, it's upward momentum. So yeah, let's keep that in mind. Let's take a look on smaller time frame. So again, I'm kind of seeing that price yeah, what I like, obviously, on the 4 hour, Saturn is crossing Uranus. Saturn and Uranus is crossing, so that's signaling bullish momentum. Obviously, they're all pointing up, and again, this is where price could come back to get that support on the 200 moving average, coming back to that 30 to 31k zone. So again, a retest would be healthy, and I feel I'd rather see that, because it would show us that there's more. It's like building up its energy for spring and continuation. And as I was saying, with that balancing energies and transforming energies here, so it's like the market is, it's balancing and it's getting ready to transform, basically. Of course, the transformation is reaching price discovery eventually, but this is the transformation time where it's clearly signaling, yep, this is the balance and this is how it's transforming. So the lowest time frame I will check on this one today is the 1 hour. But similar story. I'm happy that Saturn, Mercury, and Pluto is above Uranus, Neptune, and Venus. So that's good. And of course, it's kind of just the hour, and this is where it's like, oh, if price doesn't even get below this, it's going to be interesting. So just pay attention if price breaks below 35. If it does, we are going down to there. If not, these may just be holding it until it's ready to go up. Like, potentially, you know. But yeah, I feel I'd rather just see it come down to this zone, to be honest, to get its official higher low with the full moon, and then continue up. But anyway, let's take a look now at XRP before we look at XpR. So let's just see how it's been moving for the month. Look at that. We're literally interacting with a lot here. This is just getting ready to explode. I know I've not shared like price targets. I'm still kind of learning how to even anticipate that on a chart, but from what I am learning from my mentor, Waters Above, go check him out, he's legit the GOAT. But anyway, like $7 XRP would be like the minimum easy target, but that's still kind of low. We've also got 15. We've also got around about the 22 area, and there may even be a potential like extra wick up to the 30s. Yeah. So just keep that in mind for XRP. So the monthly, anyway, as we can see, I'm from Birmingham. I need to remember my T's. We are getting, we clearly got rejected off this zone here, where price kind of closed, and then it opened, and then it closed down here. So quite a strong zone here at 70 cents. We got rejected around that area. It went to 72, and then we've been rejected down. It will be interesting to see how this candle closes at the end of November. Like I says, we are in balancing energies, and because right now we are out of this massive trend line going all the way back to where its last higher high was. And it's going to be interesting if XRP, if it closes as just like a small candle in this area, or if it closes out of it. Yeah, it's going to be interesting how it closes. So we'll just keep an eye. We're obviously not going to predict. We'll just keep an eye how it closes, because I am seeing like a bottoming, which would be amazing to get another lower high, higher low. Yeah, to get another higher low would be healthy. But it would also be nice to see that we close outside of this line. So even if, I'll be honest, even if price closes at 62 cents, still an amazing buying opportunity. It's kind of closed outside of this massive trend line, which would just be super, super, super bullish. Okay, bullish momentum. So taking a look at the winner, the W. What's going on? Where's the body of the candle? It's so tiny. Oh my gosh. So basically, if you don't know about candles, it opens at the bottom, because my upward candle is purple, my downward is grey. So it opens here and it closes at the top. And if we're going down, you'll see it price opened here, and then it closed like here, for example. So because price obviously closed here, that's where it's opened, but it's hardly moved. Well, it has moved. It's gone up there, and then it went down there, and it's literally just there. It's like not, it's hardly done anything. XRP is funny. That's hilarious. Like, where's the body of the candle, bro? Anyway, so this is an interesting candle. However, it's also showing to me that it's outside of that massive trend line, which is amazing, because as you can see, price wicked above it here, and then it closed below it, and even though it attempted again, it literally closed lower than where it opened underneath that trend line, and just got rejected, and it just couldn't. We now have shown a sign of strength where we closed above the trend line. So this is like the biggest signal here. And this may just be like a spinning top. It's just a spinning top energy. We may even get one candle retesting the outside of it. Remember the T Kelita. Yes, so that would be amazing, to be honest, if we get this little indecision in the market, like the tiniest body here, when it closes, because it closes today, I believe, and then the new one will open. Or did it close yesterday? I'm not sure. But no, it's still there, because then it would open up here. So it's going to be interesting. We may get in these transformative Libra balancing energies. That just may be a spinning top. We could potentially get like a candle coming down to this 60 zone. So it may not go lower than 60. It may this may be its support. So do keep that in mind. Like, a lot of people was anticipating a further drop, and so was I, you know, with the moving averages, I was like, it looks like price wants to take a seat on there, but it didn't. And I feel that's because we're in the mode and the motion of upward movement in the crypto market now. Okay, we're in this upward movement, so I'm not entertaining deeper corrections right now, especially when the chart's showing me like this. So as you can see, price hit this area, this 63. We're getting 62 to 63. We had a bit of indecision after it hit it and closed there, and then it attempted again and just got rejected from that zone. We have now broken past this zone, and we could, well, this candle, once it forms, we will check next Sunday for Crypto Angles podcast number 34. We will check this Sunday to see, but it would be amazing if the candle kind of like just touches here, creates that formation, because that's like, it broke above it, it broke and retested this massive trend line going back since 2017, people. That would just be an amazing structure, and then we can just continue on to the upside. So I'm not seeing, based on like a higher time frame, I'm really not seeing like that low. And interesting, it's kind of just going sideways. It's kind of just going sideways. We may just go bloop, and then continue up. Let's check anyway on the smaller time frame. Let's take a look at the daily lad, and take a look at the daily. Right, so what I'm clearly seeing here, again, we're getting a clear rejection off that zone. Look at these candles off that 71 zone. I'm sure in my last video I was like, price could even just wick to go to 71, and it did. It did. Anyway, I feel my technical analysis skills are improving cycle by cycle, but on the daily, we're seeing a nice and clear break through that massive 2017 trend line, and we're clearly coming back to retest it. Wicked down, it wicked again, and we're getting some wicks. So yes, ultimately on the daily, if we do, we'll take a look at the RSI for all of them after we've done the DXY. Okay, we'll just quickly go through the RSI. And next video we'll go through the moon phases, because the new moon obviously isn't going to appear yet. But yeah, so even if we go up again, of course, if we see that we're not even closing on the daily above 68, if we're noticing some rejection, that's just letting us know it's a signal it needs to fully find its support now. Yeah, it needs to fully find its support. So price could even begin the cycle like going up, and as the new moon, no moon comes in, it could be just like, yep, this is your resistance. It could make sure it finds its support on this 60 area. And because this is such a massive trend line, I'm really not seeing it go back into it. If it does, it may come in to trade this apex, and then pop out of the apex. Like, that would be my only other vision of this. If price goes below, back under this massive 2017 trend line, it's to coil up within this to then break out of this apex and continue on. Otherwise, it's definitely healthy trading outside of this trend line. That would be healthy. So even if it's just sloping on down, worry not, fear not. It's on the outside. It's just back testing its zone it broke out from. Okay, so of course keep an eye out for where price hovers. I'm liking as well on the daily, these are beginning to slope up. As well as the 200 moving averages, these are kind of going sideways, but again, that's super fine. It's going sideways because what I'd like to see on the daily is Saturn crossing over Uranus. As I said, when Saturn is on the top and Uranus is on the bottom, time and electricity, it's upward momentum. bullish momentum. Basically right now it's still it's transforming from bearish, like it's going bearish sideways, so keep an eye out for that, of course. I'd just like to see a little bit of the line to see what it's doing. Yeah, looking at just the line chart, it's really looking like XRP just wants to do this. Like literally it's like, woohoo, it's a Mario. You know what I'm saying? It just looks like it wants to do something like that. So obviously just keep an eye out for that, of course. So delete, bro. Trying to delete you. Oh, wow. Wow. The 4 hour. Let's take a look. So again, on the 4 hour, it is kind of showing like, oh, like that is potentially here is the no moon, new moon energy. Like, yep, that's your resistance now. Just go and back test all of this stuff. So on the 4 hour too, it's nice that Uranus is crossing over the 200 moving average. That's positive. These are still moving sidewards, excuse me, so confirmation burp. So it's kind of like another signal to me that price may just want to find its support on these moving averages. And yeah, they're kind of just moving sidewards, all of them right now. I'd like this to obviously start sloping up to cross over, but we'll take a look on the smaller time frames to see. And again, we had a wick, we had another wick, so price may fill out where it's attempted to tap to, that 61 to 60 zone. Yeah, like it may not get lower than this, to be honest, and if it does, it may just be quick to get its support off of these moving averages before continuing up. So I'll be honest, even if it may go down a little bit, right now is an amazing buying opportunity. And if it just hovers there till the end of the month, November, on the 4 hour, if it just hovers there, if price hovers there, especially if it goes lower than 60, buy people. Like, this is not financial advice, and I'm not a financial advisor, though it looks like an amazing opportunity to invest. The price is it is now, and if it goes lower, then even more amazing. So let's take a look at the 1 hour. This is possibly the smallest time frame we'll go to. We may go a little bit lower because this is interesting. Oh, don't draw that, go away. I've just saw something quite no, go back. Was it here? I don't know. I saw something interesting. So on the hour, it is nice that obviously Saturn and Uranus are Saturn is above Uranus, so it's showing me bullish. This is the first bullish signal it's kind of giving. However, it's now underneath the 200 moving average, so this is just confirming a bit more of that resistance. But again, it would be good to create that higher low. Yes, that higher low would be amazing to see. So this is still positive, I guess, for me. And the fact that it's under that may be the thing to push it lower, to just bounce its support off of these things. So again, if it does go low, it's absolutely fine. And just a lower time frame. So on the lower again, where's the 200 moving average? Oh, there it is. Okay, so on the 15 minutes, getting a little bit of support from this 200 moving average, but it is in this downward momentum because Uranus is above Saturn. They're above Saturn, Pluto and Mercury. So a little bit of downward momentum is kind of like what I'm seeing there for XRP. Now, yeah, because this was a low. That wasn't even a proper low. Its last low was here. So basically, it would be amazing to create another higher low round about here. If it does drop back into here, which I feel it still could be healthy if it does. If it does, it will only coil up to push out again. But of course, if it just trades alongside it, I feel both would be amazing. But either way, if it goes in here and creates its low here at 60 cents, that would be amazing, because it's another higher low. The low would be here, so it's higher than this last low, so that would be amazing. I do want to draw this. Can I draw a line before we move on to XpR, just to see a potential here? So for the next video, this will be cleaned up. I'll get rid of like these lines, because it did what I said here. I was like, oh, it may hit it and then it may trade above it, and it kind of did. Anyway, I would like to draw another line just to see its potential, because it touched there. Let me just move that. This may be like super steep. We'll keep an eye, because look, I drew this to go here. So we'll keep an eye how it interacts with this line as well, because it touched here, and again bringing our low potentially at 63. It could be 60. It could like trade underneath this line. So we'll just keep an eye on that. Okay, now let's get into XpR, because I feel XpR is the mirror of XRP. Qcoin, I like to do it on Qcoin. It's the mirror of XRP. When I do my video dedicated to this coin, where we're gonna look deep in the Gematria, and we'll back test it fully on a smaller time frame. But as you can see, it's very similar to XRP. When XRP was under a penny, it kind of did this. The only difference is this is definitely trading a little bit lower than where XRP did. I think XRP did trade lower. It did. It launched and then it began to trade lower than its inception. So it is doing a similar thing. And if you notice with XRP, even though it did this below a penny, when XRP went to $3, it's very similar in nature. Look, just similar in nature. So I'm keeping an eye on this coin. But of course, if you're an OG trader, you're just going to see straight away it's potentially a shit coin, because it's trading below. It's just trading below where it was. Okay, so obviously I'm not a financial advisor. This is not a financial advice. I run on feminine energy and my heart fluttered, so that's why I'm looking into it. That's literally the reason why. Okay, and with the Gematria I found, I can't sleep on it, so I'm paying attention. It's super cheap anyway. Like, what is it? It's nowhere. It's not a penny. It's nowhere near a penny. It's more than SHIB though. It's more than Shiba Inu, which I kind of like SHIB. I don't know why. Sometimes I like the sounds of words. Like, my favorite word is mahogany for some strange reason, and yeah, it's mahogany. And I like to say Shiba Inu, just like I like to say Palo Santo. So I just want to look at the monthly candle for this XpR. It's just bearish, bearish, bearish. And we're getting a little hammer here, which is, we had a little indecision in the market, and we're then getting kind of like a hammer. Yeah, we're getting a hammer. However, this candle so far is up. So we haven't ended this month, and of course, you know, it could potentially be a shitcoin and be washed away. Like, it really could, you know what I'm saying? Because as we had Bitcoin, XRP, etc., they did have a bullish candle. This is bearish, though the candle structure is signaling a bit of bullish momentum, because we're getting a hammer to the upside. So it is going to be interesting how this candle closes in November, but it has done pretty well. But of course, we'll see that in 3 cycles. In 3 cycles, we'll see how this candle closes. All right, so stay tuned for that video. Of course, let's just take a look on the smaller time frames. yeah, shiznit. Basically, if we let's put in a line here. We're going to put in some lines as to the zones to kind of pay attention for, and if it fails to get past these, yeah, look how like neat and clean it is. That's why I like to use the lines at times. Horizontal line, let's put more in. So we've got this zone, we also have a little zone here to pay attention to, and another one here. So, and we're just put in our last one here. Right. So basically, what I'd like to see on this time frame, the W, ultimately is getting higher than this area. And I feel for me, kind of like if it doesn't, or if it literally struggles and comes back down, then it's probably just going to wash away. It's going to wash away. However, if I do see it breaking above this zone here, this 0009, so basically when it can reach, when this can go up one more Satoshi, when this can go up one more Satoshi, that like at, because it's still not a penny there. If you see where the black lines is 0.001, so it's still under a penny, but that would signal more to me a sign of strength. And obviously that's still, it's still so cheap. You can literally get 1 penny can get you 100 of XpR. You see what I'm saying? So that's 1 penny. £1 will get you 1,000. £10 will get you 10,000. You see? So yeah, it's still dirt cheap, and especially if this runs in the same way as XRP. Like XRP could run up to $30 at its peak, you know. XpR could run up to $2, $3. So for something, even if it was 1 penny, 1 penny to $3 is an amazing return. It's amazing. So, but it could still also wash away and you could end up with nothing. So of course, crypto, if you do not know, is highly volatile. Do not invest if you have no clue. Like, just leave it alone. I feel this video is getting so long. If you do like this detail and depth, do let me know, of course. But yeah, so ultimately on the larger time frame, that's what I'd like to see, it breaking above that. But let's take a look at some of the moving averages. It's such a small chart. It's just like, whoa. Again, we have gotten a little higher high above this zone, so that is a little sign of strength. So yeah, it depends how it really responds to this area, and even better, it would be amazing to get above this zone here, because this is its last proper clear resistance. So even once it gets above there, that's like its next challenge, and I feel if it can get above there, we are generally moving up. And of course, if it can get above this zone, it's just even more bullish. So, and it's still cheap, it's still super cheap at this area. So if it does get past here, even better. And of course, these are its little stepping stones towards it. But let's take a look at the smaller time frame before we get into the DXY quickly, and then run through the RSI for all of the coins. So on the daily, what's not looking okay? It is getting rejected off the 200 moving average, but like I said, crypto is in this finding its higher low properly. So it could be doing that as well. Like its little higher low could literally be here. So let's draw it in with a rectangle. as you can see, I'll draw it from here. There's been like clear rejections at this zone. So again, if the market wants to retest back to here, that wouldn't worry me too much. I'd be like, okay, it's just like retesting it, especially because you can see it got wicked nicely off the 200 moving average. I'm getting hungry now, I need to finish. It's getting rejected, so it could just find its support properly here. As you can see, it wicked down to this zone, attempted it a little, so it could just make that proper bottom here. Now if price breaks below 0.0071 or 0.07, if it literally goes below that and trades under it, then there's probably no hope for the coin, unless it double bottoms to come back up. But of course, if it breaks below this and goes underneath here, then it's probably just going to get washed away on any Bitcoin retracement. It may just vanish into, you know, like that Thanos style, click fingers and gone, just gone. Yes, so let's take a look on the smaller time frames. See what it's saying. Let's see what it's saying. Okay, so straight away, what I'm kind of seeing, I am liking on the smaller time frame that the 200 moving average is getting ready to slope up. Again, just like the rest of the cryptos, these are trading sideways, literally just moving sideways. So yes, it will move sideways. This could eventually cross, and when they cross, that could give it its momentum to go on up to the upside. And as I said again, because these are just trading all at this area, this is where price could easily just fall down to this zone. It could literally just fall down to this zone. Sorry, I took the charger out and the screen's gone. Could you not see the whole time? Oh my days, it's the lowest screen possible. Forgive me. I'm sorry. My bad. My bad. I was talking for such a long time. It was the dullest screen. Oh my days. I'm not tech savvy majority of the time. Anyway, as I said, it would still be healthy. Price finding its bottom to get support off that area. Let's just take a look at the 1 hour before. We've not even gone to the DXY, and I feel like I've been talking for hours. Oops. Anyway. Yeah, so it's getting rejected off the 200 moving average right here, which could easily just push it down to this zone. So and then it could find its support on this zone. But what I am liking is that Saturn and all of them are above Uranus basically. So this is signaling upward momentum, and again it could just find its seat on there, get its higher low for continuation. So that was one long ass thingy-mabob. Let's just take a look at the DXY quickly, and then I'll move the 200 moving average, and we're going to have a quick look at the RSI for all of them. DXY index. So my tea is so cold. So okay, it's done kind of what I thought it would do, bounce off there and go on up. So straight away off the get-go, if price fails to even just get above this zone, we are making our way lower. Okay, I do want to check the higher time frames quickly to see. So yeah, you can clearly see the monthly it's just been down this November, but we would like to see obviously how this ends and closes. Again, this kind of broke above this green line, and then the month ended kind of below it. So yeah, that's interesting to see. Let's check this time frame. And these moving averages are quite far from it, signaling again to me it may, you know, want to just get a little closer because it's kind of far from all of them. I don't even know where Uranus is. I don't know. But anyway, Yeah, we had a strong candle going down. So again, I'd kind of just like to see how it responds to this zone, but failing to close at like 106 is just a signal to say it's time for the dollar to make its way down. And we'll take a look back on the daily to see how it could be opening. So we kind of ended the market on Friday going down a little. So straight away, has it retested a little the area here? It looks like it's, yeah, it looks like it's kind of, you see how price went down, it stopped here, and it was kind of trading on this zone before it broke through and went above it. There's just like a small little zone there. Let me put on one more box. There's this small little trading zone. So if price fails to, so forgive me, the chart's so messy, but if price fails to kind of get above that, it may get rejected off there. So price may be inclined to retest this area quickly to confirm this rejection. And I feel this would correlate with the crypto market, because crypto wants to find its lower high. Okay, it's ready to find its new bottom to get rejected off its support. To find its lower bottom, that little retracement, and like the last best buying opportunity of this year is what I'm seeing. So this could be where the dollar is just like, yeah, let me just retest. It may get rejected off this zone before making its way to tackle this area again. And I don't know, basically, once, if price like breaks below this could potentially be where crypto is starting to just dramatically move to the upside once the dollar kind of falls below this. Obviously with all the moving averages, Saturn and everything is still on top. So we'll see how it goes ultimately. We'll only check the 4 hour for this, and we'll check the RSI. So yes, on the 4 hour, we can see that we're clearly getting rejected off that 200. So like I said, even if price wants to just attempt that one more time, and it may not, you know, it may not, but there's a rejection happening there. So as the 200 moving average kind of like slopes to the lower side, it could be the thing to send us down. We may just hover on this zone for a bit, and we'll see how price responds. So I'm going to move because I don't have the paid version of this, I've got the free version. So we're moving the 200 moving average, and we're going to put on now the RSI, the relative strength index. Okay, I do have on my Patreon, I do there's a little course to teach you just the basics of this, and then I'll send you on to further education. But if you know, only £8 a month, so if you'd like access to it, you're more than welcome. It's lonely over there right now, but I will be working more on my Patreon in the new year. So what I'm seeing with the RSI, so we're just looking at the bottom now. We're definitely not in an overbought region. We're kind of here, and it will be interesting to see how price responds with even this yellow line, because if we fall below it, it's just signaling going down on the 4 hour. But let's take a look at the daily. Yep, so on the daily, we can see we were overbought, and we've just been making our way down, just quite obviously there. So I am seeing the dollar just it's for sure, it's ready to go down. And this is why I'm also not seeing crypto retrace so far. Like, if anything, there's just been whatever nonsense on the world stage to give it whatever wick, if anything, but just a small little retracement to confirm that higher low, and then it's off it goes. So this will potentially be the last month for the best buying opportunity of this year. So on this time frame, the W, again, if price wants to go up a little bit for the cycle, get rejected off this yellow moving average to then come down. Like, it wasn't overbroad, I guess. So for some strange event, could it have that overbroadness? But I don't know. Let's just watch and see, I guess. But let's move on to the RSI for Bitcoin quickly, and then we'll finish. Okay, so yeah, the RSI for Bitcoin, let's just clear the screen's a little bit messy. It's super far from this anyway, but you can see on this time frame it is in the overbought region. So this is where, to me, it would just be super healthy for it to just come back down a little bit. Come back down, just a little small retracement. Okay, so on the daily, it's clearly overbought. So again, it will be super healthy to come back down to that 31 to 32 region would be fine, because that was its last leg, and I feel that will just give time for these to cross over and come up. So yeah, and just the 4 hour again, yeah, so just confirming what I've been talking about on the 4 hour, it does seem like it's just ready to just retrace a little lower, and it may just hover on the around about the 50 level of the RSI before continuing up, you know, instead of like going fully down. But if it does go below the 50, then I'm not seeing it being like heavily oversold. It may not even go that low. So that's what I'm seeing for Bitcoin. Yeah, so again, it may just come down to the 50 level when it comes down. Not, you see how it just went just a little bit below it there and then up? It could be a similar connotation. Sure. XRPZ, and we'll take a look at XpR. XpR, weird. So XRP. Okay, so on this time frame, yeah, I'm kind of just seeing a little retracement for this time frame, and not too much. That's why it's just like I just don't see 60 would be just an amazing price. If it goes to 50, like, I don't know. If it does, it won't stay there long, but 60, the price it is now basically, is amazing. But on the daily, we can kind of see that we are overbought. We're underneath the moving average. Yep, the yellow moving average. So again, this little downward movement would be ideal. And structurally, just looking at the daily like this without all the lines, 57 is a possibility if we break below 60. So I'll just say like 60 to 57. I'm really not seeing lower than that, like nowhere near, probably not even 55, not 40. So yeah, it's kind of cool. Just a 4 hour quickly. Okay, so we're overbought there. Clearly, we are now underneath the 50. And if we go under this moving average, this will just tell me where we are coming down a little bit on the 4 hour. But again, probably not much movement. Probably not much. Yeah. If you see price going below 60, snap it up, I guess. Keep an eye, but let's just have a quick look at XpR and then we'll finish. If you did like this thoroughly detailed stuff, do let me know, please. XpR Proton, I like Qcoin. Oh, there's XpR thingamabob. So whew, okay. So this is just telling me it's been heavily oversold, quite clearly. But as you can see, it has gone up a little bit. So a small retracement would be healthy. And then continuation up, I guess. Let's take a look at the daily. So How's it overbrought, fam? What's going on with this coin? So obviously on the daily I did say like it's underneath the 200 moving average, wasn't it? Yeah, I've removed it now, but it was underneath the 200 moving average, and as you can see, it's clearly was overbrought on the daily. So that little rejection down again, it would be healthy to see. Would be healthy to see, but the fact that it's overbrought and it's barely moved, fam. Okay, on the 4 hour, which is the last one we'll look at before we summarize. RSI for the 4 hour, it's looking more upward momentum, to be honest, which is quite healthy to see. Yeah, it's quite healthy to see. We'll just keep an eye on this coin, I guess. We will keep an eye on this coin. But with that being said, I feel like I've spoken for a long time. I don't know how long this video is. If you did appreciate it, Crypto Angles podcast number 33. I told you we're reaching that Jesus level. What's it? 33. He was like, that's when, you know, the mission was done. 33-degree masonry, you know, 33. It's that level up. But my intention is that you gain something from this. As I says, Easter is the timeline. Spring, prepare now. Don't numb your senses during these holiday seasons where they attempt to keep you numb. And yeah, the next Crypto Angles podcast will be number 34. 3 and a 4 equals 7. So source is coming through that one. But anyway, with that being said, do let me know. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video. If you... Oh, don't break the thing. Grab this calendar, people. Do grab the calendar. It's amazing. Do grab it. And if you'd like a reading, what's in alignment with the visible sky, do let me know. But with that being said, Angel out. Bye.